Hello everyone, I'm back with another gameplay commentary video. Uh, the skullgirls situation, so now please let's get into shall we? Ooh, excuse me. So, alright. Uh, current skullgirl dev center, the popular fighting game series, in spirit of reflecting our values and broad visions moving forward. Okay, so, the article says that while the game would be continued to oh wait, I'm confused. Okay. Well, wait. Okay. So, making a worldwide debut in 2012, courtesy publisher Games, Skullgirls was initially teased to receive a number of content updates, such as new voice tracks and additional characters. Unfortunately, for a, for a hit in cinemas, these plans were continued to these plans for the continued support were torpedoed when Autumn's accused of fraud in relation to the Def Jam Rapture. Due to Autumn being caught in a bunch of legal battles, out of jobs and refers to Zero Labs Gaming's in wake of these accusations. Zero Labs Games called Sim out and resigned refused, so he turned to responding, clearing the studio's fraud. Employees, assuming that the ownership of the entity whole, which from out for both Autumn Games and Skullgirls Zero developers hidden Fireball Studios to cut ties with Zero Games and Zermod immediately. Fights were staffed and reconnected under a new banner, Fight Future Fight Club, which is twice over in the studios, and reached an agreement in March 2022. While the game would continue to exist, the core identity untouched for 2 years. June 2024-23 would see a hidden Variable Studios co-founder, creative director Charlie Mighty Zug Price announced that his team of Autogate's future would undertake massive censorship campaigns across an entire Skullgirls, including Skullgirls Mobile, second encore in the franchise and digital art compendium. As we look towards there's their quote. As they look towards the future, Skullgirls reflect upon its passage regarding certain content undermining the many things that make Skullgirls truly unique and special, explained Price in posts made by both Skullgirls mobile forum and the franchise official Twitter, such as the part of recent rounds updates across the platform. Consoles and mobiles were decided that they should make the change to the legacy content spirit, better reflecting our values and broad visions moving forward. Oh boy, don't you just love when these companies make these half-assed attempts to save their faces? In the end, Price revealed that there will be three specific areas where they're focused on particular attention. The first game solution railroad hate groups, most notably the Parasol Nazi stormtrooper-inspired Black Egret unit, while the Miner family and the Black Eaglets were always intended to invoke imageries of oppression, militant regimes. We felt like that way that manifested most notably via red armbands and flags and symbolisms are closely compared, given especially given the unfortunate reality that some of these hate groups are still active in various respects to the days that rise, such as we will notice the Egret soldiers are no longer featured armbands. Instead, inherently, one of the Black Egrets organizations also addresses this holistic past implies in the game's frame, art concept, story mode, and more. While Skullgirls, strangers, new characters confidently express their sexuality and their increase in the game's character were fetishized or have sexualization imposed upon. Earth Fruits includes the depiction of unwanted predatory behavior, particularly towards younger characters, while Adeline, some can be narrative meaningful and made a number of small adjustments through the game to ensure these contents less exploitative and yet opening for a story mode. Huh. Ironic, isn't it? These same people want to protect children from being sexualization, all that, but yet you have a certain group, which I will not name when I call, but like to do the exact opposite. But I digress. Finally, developers sought to address the number of items related to sensitivity, while numerous playful references, themes, special aspects of that pack. We've made adjustments to some contents, really tasteful references, racial violence, big brand mode. Oh, geez. So, not only you. Wow. So this company is like to kill itself. And I'm all for it. These spineless companies get away with a lot, and now they're paying the price for it. Let's get into the last article of this section of this thing, and that will be the skullgirls bombarded by negative reviews. So, from the PC Gamer. Skullgirls bombarded by negative Steam reviews after devs altered old artwork they felt was in pure taste. Decades-old fighting game Skullgirls have been hit with more than 600 negative reviews on Steam just in 24 hours because the patch that mostly tweaked and removed artwork from the developers they say didn't reflect their current values or brand vision of the future game. And overall, Steam's rating for Skullgirls has remains very positive, but the recent reviews average has tumbled down mostly negatives. Of course, when you pander to people who don't play these games, the people on Twitter, instead of actually focus on your main fan base, that's when you should start waking up. Skullgirl's current update revisions patches was developed on June 26 and affected by PC, consoles, and mobile versions of the game. Changes were summarized by the forum post by game director Charlie Price and targets of three aspects: allusion to world hate groups, seen or Nazi ideology, blah blah blah, blah. Current belief, yep, and not and some non-artworks was changed due to Soviet announcer voice pack was removed. There are possible reasons for this, but it's obvious that which is a combo counter phrase hit 18 hit, which barely legal was replaced. Wow, the full changelog could be found. Oh, the documents and the changes, therefore, was right after comparison with the cases of alterations of them so minor that they noticed, but pointing out several illustrations of underwears without subsequently changing to sexual content in the scene, for example. So basically, what you're saying is that the ideas of this, well, an explanation was treated to price. Skullgirl identity hasn't changed for nothing. Notice that Skullgirls is still stranger, confidently expressing their sexuality and alterations made to racial sensitive and touching playful references, people deemed and respectfully allude to certain stereotypes. Many other negatives of the Steam reviews complained about the changes, however small. They are a form of censorship, several invoking the specter of wokeness, that's true, and a number of also that could be Skullgirls can be crowdfunded and urged that whatever justification for these changes in the game they paid for, that's paid for, that has been retroactively altered for some reason, they do not escape. This is why we need to be. This isn't why we need physical media. No more digital media because they can change it on a whim like that. Current devs who are not originally developers for the 10 years ago, they thought they had the change what worked perfectly over a decade and run the game's bears through 4 kids style censorship. Yeah, that's what they're doing by removing such offensive elements such as armbands, panty shots, and for the reason, by a moral standpoint, known as only them proud recent. As reviewer, I aligned into Disclosures as story development of history of the original Zero Labs collapse after the lead designer Mike Zermatt publicly joked about the murder of George Floyd. Oh wow, okay. Now, the current version of Skullgirls is now maintained by a studio that made mobile ports to hidden valuable studios focus on exterior webs developers have been working on. The solid hidden the developers at Hidden Variables and Club are professionally backlash to the patch that don't plan to comment further on the changes. That's going to lead them down a bigger road. But yeah, I can totally see this happening. It's going to happen again and again and again. Yeah, these companies like to get away with this. This is all the swoop BSTC stuff. It really does. But with that said, I'm Zara, and I hope to see you again in the next video, and I'll be out of here. And see you next time.